Nice meeting you, everyone. There were a lot of trends being shared over the 2 days. Obviously, AI, now longevity, and I'm here to talk about the third trend, influencers. You either love them or you hate them. So I'm curious to know from you guys, could you raise your hand if you've ever worked with an influencer at your property, if you have experience with that? Most of you, great. So now, could you raise your hand if, based on the collaboration, you saw real business impact on bookings, etc., right, about half? And for whom of you it was a waste of time and money? All right, a couple, great. So you guys, please stay, because at the end of this presentation, we are gonna give you 5 tips on how to make your creator collaborations better, more efficient, to actually drive business impact. So, I'm Kristina Melsova, I'm founder and CEO of Atlaseek. We are the largest collaboration marketplace, directly connecting travel creators, influencers, and travel brands like hotels, airlines, destinations. And over the past 12 months, we did over 1,000 collaborations from all around the world and all different niches, all in the travel segment. And I'm very happy to today be on a stage with my very good friend and travel influencer, Ali.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Almeshaal, and I'm from Saudi Arabia. I've been actually creating content for 15 years, and in 2017, I started influencer agency. We focus mainly in Saudi because of the Saudi vision, and we managed millions of dollars of campaigns. And 2 years ago, I started travel agency as well. Honestly speaking, there's a lot of learning. It was very, we worked a lot of campaigns, and we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we did not see any return. And sometimes we only work in campaigns and we pay $2,000 and we see huge return of investment. So today we are very excited, Kristina and myself, to share some learning.
Yeah, so let's dive deeper. All right, so for those of you who've been under the rock and did not know, social media is the #1 resource for travel inspiration. So yes, there's Google, yes, there are AI chatbots and ChatGPT, but people actually most of the time research and get inspired on social media. So TikTok is the largest search for travel. You scroll through your reels and you see the hotel or the destination you want to go to. Saudi is amazing example of how they changed the perception and priority for travel. And there's no surprise that even Skift announced influencers as one of the mega trends for 2025. But what influence do travel creators have really? So take a guess, please, on what percentage of travelers consult travel influencers for trip recommendations. Shoot out a number. 20%? 10%? All right. Another one? 40? Third one? Still not close enough? 60. 84% of travelers consult travel influencers for trip recommendations. They see their reels, they visit their blog, they want to travel like them. Some of them even join them on group trips to travel together with their favorite influencer. And 1/4 of the leading online brands dedicate over 40% of their budget for content creators. So marketing managers, please take a picture of this slide and share it to your finance team.
Now, actually, what works with influencer marketing? If you think about it, influencer marketing is huge. And one influencer cannot do everything for your destination or your hotel. So one way of dealing with influencers is bring in some influencer who's very strong in storytelling. Every single destination, every single hotel has a story. How to say the story in a very authentic way, you cannot do it alone. You can bring influencers and you can make a deal with them to actually own the digital asset. Either it's a storytelling, you're telling a story, or you're making them because they're very talented and taking pictures and taking videos. They make the videos, you take the asset. And in exchange of what? A lot of times, a lot of influencers from all over the world, they just need 2 or 3 nights to stay in your hotel. This is one way. Another way, and this is honestly speaking the most amazing way, specifically when it comes to sales, always work with authentic influencers. Authentic influencers, they speak with their audience in a very easy way, from heart to heart. And one of the most mistake that many brands, once they bring those very authentic influencers, they force them to change. They ask them to make an ad. No, don't make them make an ad. Make them just enjoy the stay and talk about the destination, the hotel, in their own way. And the last thing, if you find the right influencer, work with them long term. Long term always work. Don't invite them. Don't make a deal with them once. You will not see real result unless if you work with them long term. Now, I want to really deep dive into this because a lot of times, a lot of mistake happens. A destination, a hotel will come and will say, I want to work with Saudi influencers. And that's a huge mistake. The first thing that you need to do, you need to look at your destination, at your guests, and literally profile the guests. For example, a very good way that we always like to do, once we see, just for example, one segment could be a lady, her age is 38. No, we would like to give her more details. She's 38. She's very well educated. She has a very good job. She likes shopping. She likes luxury thing. Amazing. Now, let me find a content creator who their audience like this. Amazing. We take this segment. Then we go to the families. Okay, we are targeting families. Let's find influencers from Saudi who their audience are families, etc. And authenticity is an amazing, amazing point. A lot of times, a lot of brands only care about the numbers of followers. Sometimes less is more. A lot of times you pay a lot of influencer who has millions of followers, a lot of money, but then the return of investment is nothing. And sometimes you pay someone who has very niche audience $2,000, and you see huge return of investment. And then this is a huge thing, because I'm from Saudi, and in Saudi we use Snapchat. How many people here even knew Snapchat and have a Snapchat in their phone?
Nice.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, specifically when it comes to international marketeers, because for them, a Snapchat is nothing. Why would I pay a lot of money for an ad that only will take 24 hours? Let me tell you something. We spend at least 85% of the budget that we have on Snapchat. Why? Because we don't, I come from a business background, and I think if there is a lot of finance here will love this. I don't really look at numbers of views, of followers, etc. I look mainly on, I paid this much, I would like to take this much. So Snapchat is an amazing platform specifically for this region, specifically for the GCC. There is immediate call of action. If I made the ad, this is the link, this is where you can pay. And the last thing, this is what I was talking about, drive action. The links, unique links for the influencer, so you can measure the campaign. So you can decide, actually, did I pay this much, and did I get this much in return or not?
All right, we're super short on time, but this is the most important stuff on looking at the future and the future of travel bookings. I love this report from Beautiful Destinations, who beautifully show how social media is extremely powerful when it comes to inspiration and research. And there's a huge gap when it comes to planning and booking. Why? Because there's not the capability of social media to enable us to book directly on the platform. But looking at other markets, like for example China, the Chinese mother app of TikTok already allows hotels to do bookings directly on the app. And this is something we should all be considering. And start looking at social media as the next distribution channel and turn social attention into bookings. So it's not only about Google and SEO and being on AI chatbots, it's really about focusing on social media as your distribution channel. We saw some examples of trials this year where, for example, Expedia collaborated with Instagram, where you can share an itinerary to the Instagram DM of Expedia and they return a to-do list to do. TikTok and Booking.com, you can see hotels pricing on TikTok. YouTube is kind of giving it a bit more time, but at the end, it's all about making the partnerships work for both the brand and the creator, and having affiliate rewards that rewards the creators to share your links, to share your bookings, earn rewards from that is extremely important. And we have hundreds of creators in our community who generated millions in bookings, experience bookings, hotel bookings, and that's really the channel to focus on.
Now, the return of investment is a huge thing, and there's a lot of ways to look at the return of investment. Obviously, you're going to look at the obvious things, which is the views, the engagement, the traffic equality, the downloads, etc. But a lot of destinations, a lot of brands forget a lot of times that you cannot measure the campaign with only 2 weeks or 10 weeks. A lot of times it takes even 4 years to measure the collaboration. So what can you do to actually know that you got a return of investment from a campaign that you did 3 years or 4 years? If you have TikTok right now, I would like you to just search where to stay in, and you'll see all the destinations. The GCC, Saudis, literally this is what they do. If they're going to go to a destination, this is what they do. They don't go to Google anymore, especially the young generation. They go to TikTok and they write where to stay. If you work with an influencer, and specifically if you pay money, think about this. Think about giving them in the video a way that you can know even in the future that this customer came from this influencer. It could be a discount code. It could be if you come through this influencer, we're going to give you 1 meal, anything, anything. A lot of times, one campaign will not boom at the moment, but it will boom in 3 years and 4 years.
Fake followers, my favorite topic. And when I talk to our partner brands, very often when we talk about collaborations that did not work really well, and we look at the profiles of the influencers they often invited, it was either a totally different audience that the influencer had versus the target audience of the property, or the influencer did not have authentic following. So I have a couple of red flags for you guys to look for if you want to know if someone has fake followers or not. Same engagement across posts. So if you see someone who regularly has the same level of engagement, of views in their reels, something is fishy. It's not how the algorithm works. The same if someone has 100K followers, but their reels are reaching 1,000 people, something's off. Low quality interactions. You go to their comments, you see emojis or same people commenting on every post. Again, a red flag. They're probably a part of an engagement group or they're buying bots. The third, if the influencer isn't willing to share their profile stats, it's a red flag. So it's a standard in the industry to share statistics, and at Atlaseek we have our own algorithm that scans through their profiles, assigns fake following rate, engagement rate, etc. Now, the last slide, your 5 actions for your 2026 marketing strategy. First, really start treating social media as your distribution channel. It's no longer about just beautiful photos and discovery, it's about driving the actual bookings. Build long-term creator partnerships that reward. Think of the motivation for the influencer to expose you across their platforms, in their blogs, share booking links that will be alive on the platforms and media for a long time.
And then a very important point, which is basically create content in a different way. Think about low effort content. A lot of brands, a lot of destinations, they always think of the very polished and very good at editing video that they would like to share in social media. While you have a lot of stories. Say it in a very, very authentic and in a very low effort, but create a lot of it. A very good way to make this, make segments in your destination. Say under, like one segment could be stories of the stuff. So every single week we can make a video about a story of the stuff, etc. Like a lot of segments to create more content and understand your target audience deeply and reach them in the way that they would like to receive things.
And I know it's a lot to ask for, you have a lot on your plates, so really try to be lazy and make your life easier. It's very difficult to go through all the emails you're getting, requesting free stays. It's difficult to scan all the profiles if their engagement is fishy. There are tools, not only like Atlaseek, but also others that help you to save time and save money and collaborate with the best people in the world. So that's all from us. I want to thank Mona for inviting us to be here on the stage. It really means a lot. Thank you for supporting local startups and not only having the huge brands, but also giving space to us. And if you'd like to connect with me or learn more about Atlaseek, scan the QR code. And I want to know about all the crazy stories with your influencers. So drop them to my inbox.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.